Well, hi everybody. It's time for your farm and ranch news, and today we're going to receive an update on these crazy wheat and corn markets with one of this country's leading market analysts. And with us on the program today is Jim Bauer with Bauer Trading. Jim, thanks for stopping by the studios. Let's talk about the wheat market first and maybe spend a little bit of time there and then talk about corn. Wheat first though, what's going on?
Actually, Russell, I think wheat is now more of a follower market. It was kind of the market leader earlier this summer when we had the Russian situation, which you and I have talked about in the past. We've got some better weather now to the north up in Canada and parts of the northern plains to finish off the harvest. We saw a thing this morning from Russia just to make sure that the public's aware how tricky this market can be. Their ag officials came out and said, well, maybe we'll consider letting some of this wheat go just a little bit earlier than we thought from their inventory. But of course, with that phraseology, you got to be careful. But overall, I think wheat is much more of a follower market now, and I'm a little bit concerned about this upcoming crop report on Thursday, which will give us a new reflection upon yield and grain stocks, particularly for wheat.
Now, the talk these days amongst farmers and ranchers has been this wild ride in the corn market, and this has all developed within the past 10 days or so. Jim, what's the latest on the corn market and this corn harvest, and maybe what it means for livestock producers?
This is a very unusual market. It's very counter-seasonal. Normally this is the time of year where the market has a lot of hedge pressure on it. But in all these years that I've been in this business and growing up on a farm and ranch, I've never seen my clientele miss their estimate on their yield production on corn, particularly in the state of Illinois, where we normally have 200, 210. A lot of them thought they had that, but when they came right down to it, it ended up being in the 150s, 160s, and it's caught this market by surprise, and it's been moving up pretty hard ever since the harvest started.
So what is the advice for livestock producers? Because certainly with a 22-cent run-up in corn just in the past few days, the feeder calf market has slipped just a little bit.
This has been very, very tough on the livestock producers. This is the market where I think we're probably going to end up in a short term, maybe under a little bit of pressure, back and forth, kind of back and fill type action. But where the risk comes into this market now that we know the S&D table is quite tight because of the low yield, then the emphasis is really going to be on South America, and the producers, the end users, are really going to have to be on their toes, because if we do hit a weather problem for South America, we'll leg up to another level. But right now, the harvest activity is going along pretty good. We're seeing some hedge pressure, but don't take your eyes off that market, particularly from the southern hemisphere.
And before we head to break, whether you're a farmer or a rancher, now's the time to be using those risk management tools.
Absolutely. Don't take your eye off this market right now. I know they're busy. That's part of the reason I'm out here. That they've got to pay attention, use risk management, and use the tools that are available.
All right, thanks a lot, Jim, for stopping by. Jim Bauer with Bauer Trading. Stay with us. We'll have those markets right after this.